Clean they lie riding, but I know that they ain't. Ride or die. I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.
When you say when a Christian agrees, was that Christian Converse by any chance, Danny?
No, it was a guy named CJ Cox kept on agreeing with us or
Oh,
saying
okay.
like there's no difference between, and this was refreshing because I've never heard any theist that I know have said this, but there is no distinction according to CJ between God allowing for something and God determining something.
There's what? What would you say about God determining, God allowing? Once again, please.
Yeah,
No,
he said he
don't
was telling the other
have this
Christians that there's
conversation.
no distinction between God allowing for something and God determining something.
Oh, that's a ridiculous statement.
He's trying to fix the conversation. Yeah, don't try to hash it. He can't reason. He thought that.
So it's your position. There's no fundamental difference. Is that no tangible difference? Is that correct, Danny?
Given what I know about the concept.
So let's say
Okay.
this, Danny. If you let your neighbor murder somebody and you know it, are you saying that you've directly murdered somebody, or is there a distinction?
Well,
Because I
it
think there
makes
would
sense
be
in
a
my case.
distinction.
Oh my
The distinction makes
god.
sense as applied to finite, fallible, non-sovereign beings like me, because I'm not the sustainer of everything in existence, and everything that happens depends on my not of course not everything that happens depends on my intentionality, right? So it's when you say that everything depends on God, or all events that occur depend on God, and in conjunction with those other properties, what does it even mean to say that God allowed for something?
Danny, do you hold that that which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence?
Oh my god. Fucking the
I've never really
James
thought
is
about that.
tired arc. It's like, what the
I'm just
fuck
just
is going
asking, do
on?
you hold to that?
Not really, not always.
But in some cases?
I haven't really thought about it. I don't. That's not that phrase doesn't really show up in my discourse at all.
Okay, I think maybe you see where I'm going. So your assertion that God should be the special category requires a demonstration, not an assertion. So an
Oh my
assertion without a
god. What the
demonstration is
fuck?
just verbal masturbation, as Matt Dillahunty would call it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what you would mean by allow for if it's the case that God can allow for things.
Just so, like, for example, if you're looking at the scenario that I laid out, that you're not responsible, as in directly causing, you could say you might have an indirect responsibility for allowing it to happen, but the situations are different. You then have to explain why God is in a different situation, because you could have stopped your neighbor and you didn't. God could have stopped A and he didn't. So the situations are virtually identical. You just have to now make an argument for why the creator is more responsible than you are.
Oh my
Does
god.
God
He already
directly
gave
sustain
that
all of
fucking
existence?
explanation though. You're just too
Does God
stupid
directly?
to
What?
understand it.
I don't know what Josh said. Josh, what did you say?
I said that you already gave that explanation, Danny, and James is just too stupid to understand it.
Okay, thank you for the classic. You're just too stupid to understand my argument, which is the some lazy atheist go to. Thank you, White Ranger, for
Recapitulate what Danny
contributing so
said.
much
It,
positivity tonight.
Recapitulate.
it's just
Prove me
sustained
wrong.
aggression,
Prove me
James.
wrong. Prove me wrong. And
Josh, your mic's
uh,
really
recap-
low.
prove me wrong and reply and characterize what Danny said. Like reiterate what Danny said to you and prove me wrong. Yeah, you can't do it, so shut the fuck up. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, I have no desire to try to prove something to some cranky, angry person this late at night who's online when I was asking Danny a question, and your contribution to it was just to start mocking and ridiculing. So yeah, you've added so much value that's enriched our lives. Thank you.
Sustained aggression, I keep telling you.
But
Yeah, forget all the rhetoric, you guys. Forget all the rhetoric. But Danny, what? So you think that to allow something is to determine it? What? Like, how does?
No.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
believe that.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
He said he doesn't
No.
I
know
thought
what
you
it.
said CJ
He
was the
said it
opposite.
does. He doesn't understand what it means in God's case because the disanalogous property between him and God is that he is not the sustainer of all things. That is to say, as far as God is concerned, there's nothing that's not within God's purview that God cannot intend, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So when I said he already explained it, I meant he already fucking explained it, James. And that was the explanation that he gave that you were too stupid to fucking follow.
Once again, thank you for your educated, well thought out, articulated response. We're all enriched and better from having heard you bloviate. Thank you.
You thought that was
Well,
blow.
that's really good because I missed that part. But I was just talking about when he said that CJ was the only one that agreed with him that those two
Oh
were.
no, Converse. See, the way I responded to you is because I don't. I think you're honest and not a bitch, which is different. That's why I didn't call you stupid. That's why I called James stupid because he asked the question, so he should have been listening intently, right? And he couldn't even reproduce what. In fact, you know what? I bet that he can't even reproduce what I said, right? If I asked James what I said, that makes God disanalogous to Danny, he wouldn't even be able to reproduce it, would you, James?
I don't play these games, so you can keep running off at the mouth, talking bad, cursing at me, showing people that you just have no patience and have no ability to self-regulate. I don't care.
That's
That's on you.
I don't know what you mean by self-regulate. That implies that you think that I think that I should be doing something different. I don't think that I should be doing anything different. I think I'm exactly in accord with what I want to do, which is point out that you're a dishonest fuck. And I think in pointing out that you can't recapitulate anything that was just said, that exemplifies that you are a dishonest fuck. So I'm doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm not obligated to dance just because some idiot online says now there's music playing, you have to dance. Like, I'm not like one of these people who just is going to roll over for you. I don't care who you are, who you think you are. Your name, even too, just like the name you use for your YouTube channel. I mean, can you explain how that's not a logical contradiction? The realistic nihilist? I mean, nihilism defeats any claim of realism or claims to that matter. I mean, this is just silly.
Do you see what's going on right now? Like that he's like, "Oh, I don't dance and I'm not going to engage in anything petty." And then he goes and talks about an oxymoronic name. Did he not think that I understood that the name was oxymoronic when I made it? Right?
I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.